What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at the best cards to pull from your OP-06 pre-release. Pre-releases start this weekend, and look, it's too early for me to sit down and go, here are the top 10 most valuable cards in order with the prices. Way too early, prices haven't settled down yet. What I can do, however, is look at the pre-sale prices for OP-06, look at the prices of the cards over in Japan, mash them together, and tell you the top 10, it's going to be 11, sorry, cards that you want to pull from your OP-06 pre-release. Now, there are a couple of leaders that nobody really cares about. They are Gecko Moria and Hody Jones. Now, Gecko Moria is actually a really good card, and it's seen some play and some success over in Japan, but it is the cheapest other than Hody Jones in Japan right now, and the pre-sale prices for this leader are just not up there in English. I'm not saying Gecko Moria is a bad card. I'm saying I've not seen enough to put it up on this list. Sorry about that. It is a really good leader though, just to be clear. So coming in at number 10, we've got a tie between the alternate art of the Uta leader and the alternate art of the Reiju leader. And essentially, both of these are pretty similar. Over in Japan, they're commanding the exact same price pretty much. The pre-sale prices over here are pretty similar, if I'm honest with you. And they're both decent leaders, but they're not making a huge dent in the metagame. I think they're good, just to be perfectly clear, and I think they are going to see some play. They're just not really making as big a dent as some people may have thought. Of course, the Reiju leader, once per turn, on your turn, when a Don card on your field goes back to your Don deck, you draw a card. And then you've got the Uta leader here, whereby when attacking you can trash a film card from your hand to give one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power this turn, and then add a Don card from your Don deck rested. You got red and purple cards you can be playing around with in the film genre. Cool, they're tied for 10, that's the best I can do. In at number 9, we've got the alternate art Roanoa Zorro. I'm literally rejigging the order as I record this video. Roanoa Zorro is a very, very good card, and this is, of course, the alternate art. Yes, there's another one coming later on. We'll get there when we get there. And it's actually artwork taken from the anime. If you look at the really long copyright in the top right-hand corner, which is really, half the card, you'll see it. And it's a very good card. When attacking, you can pay 1 once per turn to set to active. And just as an activate main once per turn, you can pay 2 to set it to active. Whack a bunch of Don on there, pay 3 Don, and then all of a sudden you're attacking 3 times with the same really powerful character. Yeah, that'll do quite nicely indeed. Now, in at number 8, we've got the alternate art Anami, and this is going to seem a little bit low to some of you. But one thing you need to bear in mind here, and this is very, very important, it is an alternate art of a rare, not an alternate art of a super rare, which does make it a little less valuable and does have to explain why it's a little bit lower. In terms of the card, the card is fine. It's 2 cost, and on play you get to give one of your leader or character cards banished for the turn, and as a trigger it KOs one of your opponent's 5 cost or lower characters. Decent card, but it's here because it's an alternate art Nami card, let's be clear. Now, in at number 7, we've got the alternate art of the leader Perona. I want to put this card higher. I really want to put this card higher, but I'm looking at the Japanese prices, I'm looking at the English pre-sale prices, and I don't think that I can. I adore this card. I think this card is brilliant. I have 2 real chase cards from this set. It's this and the other Perona. There is an alternate art of just Perona, not the leader. I think it's awesome. I think this card is great. I love this card. I actually pulled it on a Whatnot stream the other day. If you're not checking out my Whatnot, there is a great excuse this evening. I'm going to be doing a Whatnot box break of OP-05 today, 7:30 PM UK time. And you can come along and have a chat about One Piece with me. Pick up some packs of OP-05. Remember to use my discount code. It's whatnot.com/invite/thewassie. You get yourself £10 credit. Use that to get some OP-05 packs. Job is a good un. But I did pull this Perona on a Whatnot stream, and it was fun. I had a good time. And it's a really nice leader. Activate main once per turn. You can either rest one of your opponent's characters of a cost of 4 or less, or give one of your opponent's characters -1 cost for the turn. It's a very cool card. I like it very much, and Perona is apparently popular with people other than just myself. Now at number 6, I'm cheating again, and I'm sorry, it's actually a top 12, but I couldn't figure out where to put Gecko Moria, so I'm putting it in at number 6 along with the special rare of Buggy, and I'm afraid you'll have to forgive me. And here's the thing, these are very, very different cards. The Gecko Moria is an alternate art of a card in the set. The Buggy is a special rare reprint of a card from a previous set. The Buggy is a decent card that's seen a bit of play since it came out. It's a 1 cost that searches for event cards. It's very nice. And there's all the red cards that boost up your 1 cost characters, and it's a very good card seen a bunch of play. And Gecko Moria could be one of the most impactful cards in the entire set, because on play you grab a 4 cost or less and a 2 cost or less from your trash, and one gets played and the other gets played rested, i.e. they both get played 1 active, 1 rested, and that's a huge potential swing in the game. But over in Japan, it's getting a decent amount of value in terms of, secondary market, but it's not exploding like some of the other cards on this list, and I'm not seeing pre-sale prices on stuff like TCG Player right now. It doesn't seem to be listed, so I'm putting it in at number 6 with Buggy because I think they're going to end up at around about the same price, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Both cool cards, both absolutely worth pulling. In at number 5, we've got the special rare of Big Mum, and let's face it, we all knew this was going to be on the list. It's a special rare, so the pull rates aren't exactly high, and let's face it, Big Mum is one of the best cards in the game. Now, the other day, I argued quite strongly that it should not be banned, and the reason, as I told you then, was it's only really good in Katakuri decks. And Katakuri decks aren't good enough to warrant any card being banned. But that doesn't mean this isn't a phenomenal card, and is a lovely special rare, beautiful artwork, low pull rate. People are going to love it. In at number 4, we've got what is probably going to be the most expensive leader in the set, the Yamato Alternate Art Leader. Now, I know looking at the pre-sale price on stuff like TCG Player, Yamato isn't sitting there at number 1. But over in the resale market in Japan, it is very, very clearly number 1. It's literally double Perona, Anuta, and Reiju, who are, the ones under it. So, as far as I'm concerned, if it's doubling up the other good full art leaders in Japan, it's probably going to end up being the most expensive over here. One of the many reasons why pre-sale prices can't be trusted. So, make no mistake about it, don't just look at the TCG player prices. This should end up becoming the most expensive of the alternate art leaders in the set. Now, this was the one when I initially saw it that I thought was going to be amazing. You've got double attack, and activate main once per turn. If your opponent's got 3 or fewer life cards, give up to 2 rested Don to one of your characters. It seems amazing. Honestly, in terms of success and playability, Perona's probably been the most successful over in Japan. But I've seen Yamato decks popping up, and I do feel confident this is going to be the most expensive leader. Now, the most expensive regular card coming in at number 3 should be the alternate art, the special rare Rebecca. And that there's several reasons why. Firstly, everybody loves Rebecca. She's awesome. And she is, to be fair. Very cool character. If you've not read the Dressrosa arc, I would recommend it very, very highly. You can watch it as well, but I would recommend reading it. And it's also a redonkulously playable card, like a silly playable card, because it's that one that's firstly blocker, but also on play you get to grab a black character of a cost of between 3 and 7 other than Rebecca from your trash to your hand, and then play a 3 cost or less character. And we've all seen enough One Piece in the OP-05 meta to know it's the Rob Lucci, Hina, Rebecca combination. Rebecca gets either Hina or Rob Lucci back from your trash, whichever one you need. You then use Rebecca to also then play Hina for free. You pay to play Rob Lucci, and you take out 2 characters at once. It's obscenely good, and it's a ridiculously lovely artwork. And all of this adds up, and this is very much the case in Japan. This is the most expensive regular card in the set. I expect that to be replicated over here. Now, I say regular card because for the very first time, we've got a treasure rare. We got treasure rare Nami. And here's what's interesting. We have no idea what to do with treasure rare Nami. No idea whatsoever. It's pre-releases are starting this weekend. It is way too early to figure out what the pull rates for this are. It's not a card that has come out in any other language. As it stands, this is an English exclusive. We do not know how expensive this is going to end up being. It looks like it's going to end up as the number 2 card in the set. We'll get to number 1 in a moment. That's what everybody's saying from the early impressions, but that's all we have right now is early impressions. Hold your horses a little bit. And here we got a reprint of Starter Deck 1 Nami. I'm not a fan of this artwork. I think the treasure rare Boa Hancock is stunning. That's what China got in OP-06. Absolutely no news about that yet. We've not seen that in English. We've not heard any whispers. That could legitimately end up as a Chinese exclusive. We have no reason to believe otherwise as it stands at the moment, which is genuinely sad because it's a stunning, stunning card. But this, I'm not such a huge fan. But it is going to be the second most expensive card in the set. And then obviously the most expensive card in the set, well, that's going to be your Manga Rare Zoro, isn't it? Manga Rares are always the number 1 card in the set, and it's going to be interesting. There is a chance, I suppose, that we actually end up seeing the treasure rare become rarer and more valuable, but like I've said, that is not what we're seeing at the moment. And it is the Zoro I mentioned earlier, which makes it a great card, although I don't expect many people to play it. And one of the big questions here is, how is this going to do compared to the other manga rares? And it's going to be your standard decent manga rare. By which I mean it's going to be roughly in line, at least this is what we're seeing at the moment. It should end up roughly in line with, say, Manga Shanks and Manga Ace. Obviously, we know that in OP-03, Manga Soj King was a fair bit lower. And actually, Manga Sabo and OP-04 also ended up a little bit lower. This should end up back with kind of the OP-01 and OP-02. Obviously, no, it's not getting anywhere near Manga Luffy. Honestly, it probably should end up, if Japan's anything to go by, you're literally looking at roughly 1/3 of the price. I'm not kidding. But it should still be a very, very good card. Like I say, look for it to be in line with, say, Ace and Shanks in terms of the manga. Not the slightly lower levels, but also not getting up to your Luffy levels. So there we go. If you are heading out to an OP-06 pre-release, I wish you great luck. I wish you luck in your games. I wish you luck in your pulls. And do make sure you come back and comment down below what you pulled and how your pre-release went. I genuinely do want to hear all of your stories. But now it's over to you guys. Tell me all your stories. Tell me which of these cards you want. Tell me what your chase cards for the set are. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.